Man, I want to, cause what's crazy, man. I was telling Elliot, I literally just figured this out today. When I didn't even figured, it just popped in my head that when I started doing interviews,
Mm-hmm.
you were the first rapper from Houston on the show. You know what I'm saying?
On this show?
On this
Oh
show,
wow.
yeah, on this show.
The
And
legend, that's funny.
because I
I,
had Les, but he's from Louisiana. But
yeah,
then it was you. You know what I'm saying? You was the first Houston rapper.
yeah. Let me tell you something. When you're making history, you never know you're making history.
Hmm.
Now, so many people come when I do interviews. How did it feel when you did this, or when you was at Screwhouse, or when you did that, or did that? You know what I'm saying? And the Lil O name, the Fat Rat with the cheese name, just keeps popping up in legendary shit. This is like what you have built is legendary, bro. I think it's a very powerful platform. I'm very proud of you done well. And the fact
I
that you said
appreciate
I'm
you,
the
bro.
first rapper from Houston on the Donnie Houston pod, that makes me feel good because I feel like I was part of something legendary now. Cause
Hmm.
that's awesome, man. I was the first rapper from
First
Houston.
rapper from Houston, yeah.
Oh wow, you hear that, man? O was the first. I set it off, and it was a great interview too.
Fine. Oh man,
They still, I look. I didn't even know people listened to your podcast like that till I started getting DMs, calls. Man, I heard. I was like, man, Donnie out here like that?
but look what I'm finna tell you with that though. That's how you real because it wasn't even about this the place to be. This, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't even know how it just, we
I
just
just hit
clicked
you up,
like
and
that.
yeah, I just hit you like
Yeah,
yeah,
I was like,
like
what,
yeah,
let's do it.
yeah.
And the rest, and look, see what I mean, man? You see what happens when you're not a fuck nigga, man? And you show love to when you see a young nigga grinding, when you see someone putting in the work, great things can happen, man. Great things can happen, man. When I came here, it wasn't all this. Everybody wasn't trying to run here, but something about you just said, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. So many times now, when you ask people for the first thing is, what's in it for me? Not knowing that a lot of times, man, if God bless you, it's to be a blessing to others because the blessing will
Hmm.
come back around.
Hmm.
Not knowing I was helping to push, I feel, one of Houston's most, if not one of the most important vehicles to pushing music right now.
Man, I appreciate that,
You
man.
get what I'm saying? Now, what if I was a fun nigga and said, your weight ain't big enough yet? Nah, man, call me back when you're hot. Or I'm gonna wait for them niggas over there to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Being a fuck nigga, you end up hurting yourself,
Hmm.
man.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Because maybe I can't get so and so on the phone immediately. Whoever has the biggest podcast or whatever, maybe I can't get them on the phone immediately. Thank God I can get them on the phone, but maybe not immediately. But see, I can call my little bro Donnie and say, hey, man, you feel me? That's what happens when you build up the people around you instead of being a cock puller
Hmm.
and chasing what's already, you know what I'm saying? It's good to network with everybody from everywhere, but always understand the power of building your own. Shout out to the Donnie Houston podcast. I was the first. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
For
It
real.
was the first, man. Classic episode. That's what I was gonna say. Some people miss that, man. I want
That
to
is
kind of,
awesome.
I want to kind of go back to the Can't Stop though, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because we hadn't talked about this on camera.
I'm
You know
here,
what I
bro.
mean?
I'm here.
Uh, man, just run that down, man. You know what I mean? Like you say, legendary. You put Beyonce
Uh-huh.
and Destiny's Child in them
Mm-hmm.
on BET first
Uh-huh. Facts.
before the Wyclef song.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Matthew knows, working with Matthew knows
shout out to the
early in the
big homie
game.
Matthew. Shout out to B. Shout out to Kelly. Shout out to Latavia, Latoya. It's like I said earlier, when you're making history, you don't know you're making history. You know what I'm saying? But it was just me. You know, we talked about it on our very first interview. How I was just talking about what I knew at the time. Now I was talking about trapping on the West, Braeswood, Woolfield, Club Creek. Now everybody knows those names, but you got to remember I explained that back then the
That
West,
wasn't, yeah.
yeah. So it was just me being my. It was my truth, my honesty. But now can't stop to me something. Now it's to say you've had a career as long as mine. I have a greatest hits album, bro. That's how many.
We getting ready to go into 20
That,
years
yeah,
next year.
well, plus, something.
25. Yeah.
23 summers, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're going into the 24th summer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's GOAT numbers. You know what I'm saying? And still, I always say this, sometimes you got to talk your shit. Yeah, a lot of niggas have been around a long time. But when you hear the greatest of all players album, to still be around and sound like that is why few could do that, brother.
Hmm.
Few can do what I do. And when I drop my album, they know the difference and you'll understand why. You know what I'm saying?
You grown so much, like you say, you've been in the game, you know what I'm saying, for so long. When you see this kid right here, this
Yeah.
Lil O,
Yeah.
what do you think about?
I'm proud.
Like where
I'm so proud, fam. Like you really
at this time, where's
you have
this?
fucked me up bringing pulling. First of all, man, I don't, cause we being recorded, man. Like I could almost. It ain't always been easy, man. It ain't always been easy.
You see that kid right there. What do you think about? What is he going through? Like where is he at right there at that time?
To see this and about to put out my, it's. This is surreal to me right now. I don't want to get emotional. Because I'm so proud. Man, this is when it was just a dream, man. This is when no one believed, man. No one believed. No one knew he would last. No one would believe he'd be a legend. No one would believe he'd be anything, man.
Hmm.
No one believed in Beyonce, Destiny's Child. No one knew of love. This is just a young nigga that said, "I'ma let my nuts hang, man." On top of that, from Houston, Texas, the South wasn't what it was now, man. It's not a nigga coming out the South. It's every day now. Man, this wasn't like that then, man. I've always been an anomaly.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So to the young boy that had the audacity, I'm trying to remember what's like this is man. I'm telling you, this is a young nigga fresh off of fighting dope cases,
Hmm.
learning life, street life, facing, trying to get away from a old life, change toxic patterns, poor mind state, different views on life. Like, you know, and to say how I am now and how I think and what I've accomplished and what I've seen. Hey man, I'm so proud of this kid, man.
Hmm.
Because just to have the nuts and vision to do it is rare within itself. But to have the discipline and execution to become what I am, from what I've overcome and seen and done, it is. I don't believe few men have done it.
Hmm.
Because I'm at the age now where we can see where choices get you. That's the problem with a lot of times as the kids, you don't know the consequences of your choices. But I've been around long enough where we see who did what, picked what, did what, and we see where it landed them. You know what I'm saying? Like if young niggas knew how hard life can be with a felony on their record. You know what I'm saying? If they knew as a man what it meant, they would be totally different. But as a kid, all the F's I caught, I didn't know what it meant because you don't know, man. You don't know. You don't know the real consequences of life. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where my mind was at this time and to where it is, and still, you know, not only to be where I'm at, but to have the discipline and heart to know I still want more.
Donnie Houston.